I picked some random pieces of wood out of the scraps that we get from the cabinet shop for free. And I laid a couple of clamps out with the handles towards me where I can crank them, and have a third one ready to go to put on the top. I've already glued half the board to save time. I'm going to lay these pieces up with glue and make sure they're turned correctly so they're all at about 3/4 of an inch, so you don't have some real high ones or real low ones. And then I spread a bunch of glue on them like this and start stacking. When I get high enough to get out of the way of the clamps, I don't have to keep pulling them up out of the board itself. Just do one at a time. So I need enough glue that while I'm gluing it doesn't completely absorb into the wood, so I have enough on there to keep that from happening. And I'm just starting to stack, and that was in the way too much. Anyway, no dry spots, none at all. Okay, I have all these pieces ready to lay together. Start snugging my clamp. Before I get too far, I got to get this top one on and put downward pressure to push those pieces all flat, and then start with the center one pulling in, and then go to the outside ones. Notice how far out these are. They're all the way at the edge. Just keep tightening until the glue comes up in all of these spots. There's no gaps anywhere. And we also don't want it to slide upwards, so I'm going to press here a little bit. There we go. And that's it for the glue up. The glue dried overnight. I'm going to undo these clamps. A lot of times the clamps will stick unless you kind of bop them a little bit. When you put the clamps away, you want to make sure they aren't turned backwards like this or upside down or anything else. They go in this way and they lock in so they can't fall on anybody. What I want to do is take at the corner and press and see if it rocks at all. This seems to be pretty good. Sometimes the glue on it will make it do that. Sometimes the unevenness of the pieces you've put in it will do that. You want to try to leave as much wood as possible. You're only going to move it a half turn each time. At this point I'm going to flip it. Do it again. Half turn. When I hold this up to the light, you can see the planer mark down here. I'm going to do this for a little while to clean up the face. That made it parallel. Usually I stand it upright, but it's harder to show on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you don't hold it at an angle, you leave scratches across here if you don't hold it at the proper angle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll keep doing that on every single corner. In this step, I'm working on this steel table because it won't absorb oil. And I'm going to use some of this cutting board oil. You can use mineral oil. A couple of dollars over at Walmart for a nice container of mineral oil. And you just spread it out. Don't go too fast because you'll end up sloshing it onto your clothes. So go slowly and cover everything. You can start seeing the color come out of the wood. You can't forget to do the ends and the edges. End and edges. Measure the board. 15.45 and 11.65. I've already opened a project that I've made ahead of time. Has a lot of artwork in it that I collected off the internet. The sizes are already put up here. 1545, 1165. I hit print. I go to preferences. I have it set on 45 and 100. I have my sizes here, 1545 and 1165. I don't want to autofocus because I manually focused it. Hit OK. Hit print. Before we actually set it in place in the engraver, I would like to manually focus. And I don't want to run right up to it just in case it's going to hit the board. So I'm going to go focus, take the table down a little bit, move this over. This is the manual focus. Now I'm going to raise the table back up until it touches the board. Put that back up there so I don't lose it. Hit reset. I've already put the job in. I'm going to turn on the exhaust system and I'm going to hit go.